One. Welcome everybody to this video, and on today's video it's going to be the first day of wholesaling houses. If you didn't check out my last video, I'm actually doing 30-day wholesaling challenge. So what that means is I'm going to be uploading one video every single day for the next 30 days, which is going to be covering A to Z what wholesaling real estate is and how you can actually go ahead and invest and honestly make this nice assignment fee. So let's get straight to it. So today we're going to just be covering the basics, and then in my following videos we're going to be breaking it down and showing you my exact methods. But just for this video we're just going to be covering everything straight up, everything you got to know. But in my following videos I'll break it down, so if there's something that you don't understand, don't get discouraged. I will be covering it more in a later video. So let's get straight to it. What is wholesaling real estate, right? Wholesaling real estate is very simple. It's just a hustle, but it's actually really simple and you guys will honestly understand it. So when you're wholesaling real estate, that means that you're actually getting a house under contract at a very deep discount that a landlord or a flipper will actually step in your shoes and purchase the property. And since you're the one with this agreement, you're going to be the one that can actually sell it to them. Meaning that if you get a house at such a deep discount, that a flipper or a landlord will actually pay you. They'll actually pay you anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. In some cases, I've even seen more, somewhere around $50,000, $60,000. So they can actually step in and fulfill that contract and buy that contract at that price with the seller. But since it's so low, they will not have a problem with paying you your amount for actually finding the deal, because at the end of the day they're going to be making way more than you, so you have no problem with paying you 5, 10, 30, 20 thousands of dollars. Okay, they have no problem with that because you are bringing them a house that they can buy at such a low price, so they'll be making money just as you. So now that pretty much covers our next topic, which is why would a flipper or landlord pay me? Okay, simply put, they're going to be making more money than you. So you are bringing them a property that can make them money. So they don't have a problem with paying you because they're already going to be making money on top of that. Okay. It's very simple. You just have to find wholesaling real estate is just you find a house you find a seller that wants to sell. He's very stressed out. He wants to sell for whatever reason. And you get that property below market value and you give it enough meat on the bone that you can actually sell that contract, sell the rights to purchase that house to a landlord or a flipper who will actually pay you an assignment fee from thousands of dollars. That way they can actually step in, execute that contract that you have with the seller, and purchase the property. And they don't mind paying the seller or you. They're going to pay everything. They're going to pay closing costs. They're going to pay you your fee for finding them the house. And they're going to pay the seller who obviously wants to sell the house. So it works for everybody, right? So let's just go down over here. We just covered why would a landlord pay you, right? He's going to pay you because you're going to make them money. At the end of the day, it's simple as that. You're going to make them money. Now you're probably wondering, how can I find these houses, right? It's actually super simple. You'll actually contact property owners and then ask them if they would consider an offer. If you call them, you could text them, you can mail them. And if they say yes, you will offer them a low offer. It's going to be like, I'm going to show you guys the formula, but it's going to be a lot below market value. And remember that only 5 to 10% of these sellers will actually work with you. Most of the people are going to say, no, I want more than that, or I want an agent. But that 5 and 10% is going to say yes. And they're going to be people that are actually willing to take that low offer for whatever situation they're in, but they're going to be willing to take it. So only 5 to 10% of the sellers you speak with will actually work with you. Okay, guys. Now we are looking for property owners who are in stress situations where they will sell below market value. We do not offer market value. Okay. We are not looking to pay the best and shiniest price. We are way below that. We are looking for people that want to sell because of several reasons, which we're going to get to right in the next slide. We're looking for ugly houses, okay? Now let's scroll down over here. Now I have some pictures right here. So this is the type of properties that we're looking for. They kind of look ugly. They got wood over here. It looks like no one's living in it. It's probably vacant. These are the type of properties we're looking for. It doesn't necessarily have to have wood, but it needs to look like it needs some remodeling. Obviously, these two need remodeling. Now, these are the type of properties that we're avoiding. Okay, this is not what we're going after. Okay, no, because these people are not going to be selling for below market value. They're going to try to get the best top dollar, and they're going to go with an agent. So just avoid these. We're looking for these ugly houses, and we're going to contact these ugly houses and ask them if they're willing to take a low offer. You're going to present them the low offer. If they say yes, then that's perfect. You can get it done in one piece of paper. It's literally a contract that's 1 page long. The seller will sign, and you can get that contract, and you have equitable interest. So you're going to be able to actually sell that contract, sell your rights to purchase the contract to a buyer. Because once you already have a contract with the seller, it's clear that they want to sell and you can't sell. And you're honestly, you have the very right to sell. You have the very right to buy the property from them. But obviously, you're not going to do that because you don't have the money. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually sell that contract to a flipper and a buyer who's going to step in, pay you, and buy the property. And they're more than happy to buy the property because it's at such a deep discount. Because the sellers that own these types of damaged properties are willing to negotiate and take way below market value. Okay. So I hope I explained that well. Let's scroll down over here. This is not the type of properties that we're focusing. Nothing that's been newly remodeled. Nothing that looks very nice and fancy. We're not looking for those. We're looking for the ugly houses. Okay. Now, right over here, I'm just explaining who are we looking to target. What type of sellers are we looking to call? Are we looking to text? Are we looking to mail? Are we looking to speak with? Those type of sellers are the ones that are in distressed. Okay. Those are the ones that want to sell. And they must have at least 30% equity. Okay, so these are stressed property owners. They want to sell. I know you could say that they need to sell, but sometimes owners need to sell and they just don't want to, so they won't. So you need to find someone that actually wants to sell, that actually has a desire and wants to sell it. Okay, so now you're probably asking yourself, why would anybody sell at a discount? Why would anybody take less than the value of their home? Okay, there's a lot of reasons, as you can see right here. Why would anybody sell at a discount, right? The property could be a headache for the property owner, meaning they want to get rid of it fast. They don't even care about the money at this point. They just want to get rid of it. And there's a like 5 to 10% of those people you speak with are going to be in this category. Okay. Now, they want to sell as is, meaning they want to sell the property as is. They don't want to do any repairs. They want you to take it in the state and condition it's in. So they're definitely going to be probably looking on most cases looking below market value, which is just where you're going to be at. Now, another reason why people sell at a discount is because the seller might not be able to sell with an agent. He might not be able to sell with an agent because maybe his property is in such a bad condition that people that are actually trying to purchase the property, like first-time home buyers, won't actually get approved for the loan, because the bank officer has to actually send someone over who's going to inspect the property. The bank has to inspect the property and make sure that it's actually in good condition. That way they can actually give the loan to the first-time home buyer. So if the property is in such bad condition, the loan will not go through. The bank will not approve the purchase, meaning they're not going to be able to list with an agent unless they do repairs. So this is a good reason too, because it's going to need repairs. Now, another reason is the bank is taking the house. Now, if the bank is taking the house, it's because they're backed up on mortgage payments. So this seller needs to sell quickly before the bank takes the house away. Their credit gets ruined and they won't be able to buy a house in the next few years. So this will negatively affect them. They don't have the money, clearly. That's why the bank is taking the house, because they haven't made payments. So they don't have the money. They need to sell at a discount. These are the people that are very willing to sell. Now, another reason means they don't have time. Maybe they're renting the property and they don't have time to go check up on it anymore. They don't have time to do anything to it. They just want to sell at a discount. That could be a good reason too. Another reason could be they need to pay taxes. They're backed up. They need to pay taxes. They don't have the money and they just want to sell at a discount. That's another reason. Now, most of the time, this is going to be the main reason why everybody looks to sell at a discount, because they don't have money for the repairs. If your property needs repairs and you're looking to sell, you're going to have to definitely get way below market value because it needs repairs. And like I said before, the loans of these home buyers, the first time home buyers, the loans are not going to go through if this property needs repairs. It just simply won't. The bank will see it's too damaged and they won't approve it because they're going to think that the home first time buyers are not going to be able to afford the house with so many repairs needing. They're not going to be able to make the mortgage payments. Now, want to trade equity for speed, meaning that they know their house is worth more, but they're willing to trade that equity in for speed, meaning they're willing to trade the equity in order for them to close quickly for whatever reason, but they just want to trade the equity so they can close quickly. Remember, this is honestly 5 to 10% will actually also be this reason right here. Now, another reason could be that they want to be closer to family, that they want to just be closer to family now, and they want to sell at a very fair, reasonable, low price because they just want to be closer to family and they don't want to wait 6 to 8 months for them to sell the property. Oh, that's also a good one here. If you list with an agent, it's going to take 6 to 8 months and they're going to require you to do repairs. So some people don't want to wait 6 to 8 months, or maybe they can't actually wait those 6 to 8 months. So they will very much be looking to sell to you, an investor. Okay, now another reason could be they have a sick relative and they're looking to cash out so they could pay medical expenses, or they just simply want to be closer to the sick relative so they want to sell the property and cash out as soon as possible. These people do not have 6 months to sell the house with an agent and get top dollar. They want to sell now at a fair price, and these are people you should be targeting. Now, like I said right here, any of these people that want to sell at a discount, any of them might be looking to sell fast. People that want to sell at a discount are looking to sell fast, and they need someone, an investor like you. They don't need an agent because an agent is going to require repairs, commissions, and it's going to take 6 to 8 months. Okay, so this is very clear why people would sell with a discount. Hope you guys understand now why people would actually sell at a discount, which makes sense to you, that it's actually possible to get properties under contract at a low price because there's so many reasons for why someone might actually be open to accepting your low offer. Now, here's the benefits of them actually selling with you. The benefits of the sellers selling with you is that you can close as quickly as 30 days. I know you guys don't know how to yet, but I will explain later on. You guys can close as quickly as 30 days. You guys are buying as is. You're buying it with repairs, any damages, any wear and tear. You're buying it as is. Also, you are not charging them any commissions. So that is a major plus. You close quickly, take it the condition it is, and you don't charge any commissions. That is the benefits of selling with you. And this is what you should be telling all of the sellers you speak with. Now, how is it possible that you can close in 30 days? Okay. It's very simple. You see, once you have a property under contract, you will actually find a flipper who will actually pay cash for the property. So they have the cash to purchase this property so they can close quickly and it could be done in less than 30 days. Whereas if you're listing with an agent, the people that are buying the property, most of the time they do not have the cash. They need to pay the bank to approve it, and that's going to take a little bit of time. Whereas an investor is going to have cash up front and it's going to be a very quick transaction. So yeah, after that, as I was saying here, after you have the property on contract, an investor flipper will pay you. They will pay you and they will pay the property. Okay. Since he or she is paying in cash, flippers can close on the property after the title of the house comes clear and is ready for the new ownership. Okay. So this is new, but I will definitely be covering this. So don't worry. The title company is going to make sure that the title of the house is actually clean, because if it's not clean, then you cannot transfer it to a new owner, meaning that the flipper will not be able to buy the house and you will not get paid. So all the title is going to do is check, make sure everything is clean and ready to go. Don't worry, the buyer pays for the title fees, so don't panic. Now I'm covering what is a title company, because you see up here I just mentioned that you're able to close 30 days because the investor has cash and all they need to do is wait for the title to come clear. Okay. And you're now wondering, where am I going to find this title company? Who's going to clean the title? You don't have to clean the title yourself. You don't have to check for the title being clean. You don't have to do any of that. The title company does that for you. You're going to find a title company, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that later on. The title company will handle all of the paperwork, so don't panic. Now, what is the title company? Okay, this is the person that you actually bring your contract to. Okay, this is the person that handles all of the paperwork. They are the middleman. They just make sure that everyone gets paid. They hold all deposits. They also distribute the funds. Okay, the title company will also be the ones who make sure that the ownership of the title can actually be transferred to the new owner. Okay, this is called escrow. Escrow means you call up your title company and you say, hey, open escrow, and you give them your contract. All they're going to do is make sure that the title's clean. Simple. That's all they're going to do. Don't worry. Now, if the title is dirty and it has liens, that's a bad thing. It means that you can actually not close. So, for instance, they're checking that the title is clean and it's not clean. If it's not clean, it's going to have something called a lien on it. Lien meaning you cannot sell this property until this lien has been paid off. So, if there is a lien on the property, there's two things that can happen. The deal will not close unless the seller pays for it. So, if the seller decides that what you're already paying them, they're going to take that portion out and it's going to cover the liens, then you're good to go and you can close. But if the seller's not going to pay for it and that's too low because the liens are going to take most of the money that they're getting, then it's not going to work unless you follow up later on. Now, I just want to make it clear, I'm not a lawyer and I am not a financial, and I'm not giving away financial advice. So please consult a real estate lawyer. But there's two types of contracts that you're going to need when you're wholesaling. Okay. You're going to need a contract that a contract that you actually give to, oh, sorry guys, when you are giving the property over to your flipper investor, you are assigning them the rights to purchase at the price you agreed with the seller. Okay, so you're going to need two different contracts when you're doing this. You're going to need one contract with the seller, obviously, because you want to lock it in and you're selling that contract. So one contract with the seller, and then you're going to have one contract with the buyer. So with the seller, it's just going to basically say that you're purchasing at a certain price, some contingencies. You're going to put the asking price, the closing date. You're going to state that you're buying it as is, because you're going to buy it completely in the condition that it's at. All pretty basic stuff that we'll be covering in later videos. But yeah, contract with the seller, boom, very simple. Then, after you find your buyer who actually wants to purchase this property and pay you and pay the seller, you're going to get a contract with the buyer. And that's going to be called an assignment of contract. All that means is a one-page contract that says, hey, I'm the buyer and I'm actually going to be stepping in the shoes and executing this contract. And I'm going to be paying you $7,000, $8,000, whatever $1,000. And I'm going to be actually closing on the initial agreement that you have with the seller. So you give both of these contracts to your title company. And the title company, all they're going to do is make sure that all the funds are good, going to make sure that the title is actually clean. It takes about 2 weeks for them to make sure that the title is clean. After they make sure everything comes back good, you're able to close. The buyer comes to the buyer table. The buyer comes to the title closing office and they sign everything. The seller signs and boom, everything's ready to go. Now, analyzing a deal. When you're analyzing a deal, you have to keep in mind that there has to be enough meat on the bone for you and the flipper, meaning there needs to be enough space for you to make money and the flipper to actually make repairs, pay closing costs, and actually cover everything. And as well, the flipper needs to make profit. So make sure that you follow through, because I'm actually going to be explaining a specific formula that will help you actually figure out what you can offer to a seller that makes it enough and fair for you to make money, and it makes enough money for the flipper as well. Okay, so we'll cover that in later videos, don't worry, but just know there's this little formula. It's not tricky. Now, the formula is a basic math equation that's just consisting of ARV and maximal lob offer, ARV and MAO. ARV just means the after repair value. So this is the value that typically agents can get you. It's the after repair value. So it's usually gonna be, the after repair value just means what the property can sell for after it's fully flipped and fully fixed up. So this is the most that a flipper can get for the property. So it's like backtracking. You figure out what you can potentially sell the property for. After that, you're gonna figure out how much repairs are. That's gonna go into your analyzing the deals, analyzing which property owners' houses and deals actually work in this. So repairs, I'm gonna be teaching you guys that later on as well. But ARV, remember that simple term. It just means after repair value, the full amount that you can get for the property. MAO, maximum allowable offer, just means the max that you can offer a seller. Now comps. Comps means comparable properties in the neighborhood. So in order to find your ARV, you're going to need to figure out how much are the other properties that are actually similar to what my flipper's property would look once he flipped it up. I don't know if I explained that well, but comps are just what properties in the area similar to the one that you have are selling for. The difference is you need to figure out what you can actually sell the property for, what the flipper can actually sell the property for. So what you would have to do is you would have to figure out comps. You would have to find already flipped up properties, figure out how much they're selling for, and that will honestly give you your ARV. From your ARV, you can subtract repairs and other costs that I'll show you later on, and you will get your maxable allowable offer, which is the max you can actually offer a seller. It's going to be a low offer, but it's the max you can sell them. Analyzing your deal. Now, we're actually at the end of everything, so there's four key players in this, okay, guys? The key players in this business, in this wholesaling, is very simple. You, the wholesaler. 2, the seller that's in distress. And 3, your buyer. And 4, the title company. Okay? These are the only people that you're going to be discussing with. And honestly, it's very simple. You're the wholesaler. You're going to be finding this seller who's in distress and wants to sell their property at a low discount. You're going to present that offer. If they say yes, you get it under contract. The contract is 1 page long. You sell that contract to your buyer, which I'll show you guys later on how to fire buyer. Your buyer is going to pay you for finding them the deal. It's going to pay the seller for the property. And the title company is going to make sure that the funds are being distributed, that the title is clean, and that you can actually sell the house. Okay? So with that being said, I've pretty much covered everything you guys need to know. If you guys happen to have any questions, comment them below. Remember, don't overthink this. Don't get paralysis analysis. It's honestly very simple. All you're doing is going to find these properties and get these properties under contract at a low price. Sell that contract to your buyer. The buyer will pay you. So this is it for this video. And in my next video, I'm going to be covering how you actually will find these properties. And I'm going to be covering what you guys can actually offer these properties. I'm going to be going in depth in the later videos about contracts that you're going to need, exact formulas that you're going to need, the repair costs that you're going to be calculating, how to calculate your formula. And most importantly, I'm going to be covering how you actually get these property owners' phone numbers and speak with them and everything you need to know. So this is just the basics. Take a lot of notes, and in my next video, I'll be covering everything more specifically, and I'm going to be targeting one by one. But at the end of the day, after these 30 days of wholesaling, you're going to be knowing everything, okay? So if anything you learned today got you discouraged a little bit, it's okay. Don't worry, because you will be more fresh and you will be understanding everything after the 30 days. This is just basically giving everything to you guys at once and explaining it over the course of 30 days, breaking it down, okay? So stay tuned, because I will be explaining how to find your title company, remember, how to find your sellers, how to contact your sellers, what offers, what repairs, all of that. So if there's anything that I didn't cover here, I'll definitely be explaining it later on. So don't worry, okay? Thank you. Now take care, and hope you guys subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.